Good day everyone. My name is Carmel Jorpi Bargaya, and my topic for today is about the globalization of religion. First, what is globalization? Globalization is the word used to describe the growing interdependence of the world's economies, culture, populations, both by cross-border trade in goods and services, technology, and flows of investment, people, and information. Next is the religion. Religion is a set of organized belief, practices, and system that most often relate to the belief of worship of a controlling force such as a personal god or another supernatural being. While this is the basic definition, there are many different understandings of what religion is, and not all the religions are centered on a belief in God, gods, or supernatural forces. Religion often involves cultural beliefs, worldviews, texts, prophecies, revelations, and morals that have spiritual meaning to members of the particular faith. And it can encompasses a range of practices including sermons, rituals, prayer, meditation, holy places, symbols, trances, and feast. Next is first, regarding the concept of globalization, this expression is encountered frequently but just as frequently with a different meanings. Some use it to mean much the same as internationalization, while others define it as a kind of borders phenomenon. Namely, internationalization rather should be understood literally as the process of deepening mutual relations among nations, while globalization is unique in that it often violates or transcends the concept of or boundaries among nations. Accordingly, we can state that the modern world simultaneously contains both process which proceed individually while indicately intersecting at a certain point. Although the processes of internationalization and globalization occasionally overlap and involve some of the same characteristics, it is more appropriate for purposes of analysis of the current situation to define them as two essentially different processes. Globalization is a cultural phenomenon, of course, with different characteristics depending on the specific area of the culture involved. It is likely that globalization will occur in a different way in areas decisively concerned with language, for example, national literature and scripts, from areas not so crucially concerned, such as the artistic fields of music and dance. And the present take in the case of religion is not yet clear. Regardless of the difficulties involved in making specific predictions regarding the direction of coming change, cultural globalization will share certain characteristics of other globalization process, namely the weakening or disappearance of borders between nations, societies, and ethnic groups, and simultaneously unfolding of events on a global scale, and it must be added on the principle according to which these things will unfold is that competition in free market. So, when the vision of globalization is applied to religion, we can suggest that we will see steady change from the conventional form of religion, linked intimately to the histories and culture of respective nations and ethnic groups. Instead, the activities of individual religious group will take on the increasing characteristic of free competition on a global scale. Further, there is also a possibility on witnessing great transformations in the traditional structure of the historical religions. The phenomenon of the religion expanding without ties on a specific nation society or ethnic group is not in itself new. Religion is fundamental endowed with just such powers of survival. But what I wish to emphasize here is the fact that the concept of globalization concerns a situation after the branches of sects or so-called world religions, namely Christianity, Islam, Buddhism, have established their religion cultural spheres throughout the world. Everywhere in the world, one can observe the deep connection religion and state of ethnic group and various religious structures together with the characteristic originally held by the religion or sect have often undergone great transformation in the process of developing within the specific nations or ethnic groups. For example, the same Mahayana Buddhism has developed sustainability after social function in the neighboring countries of Korea and Japan. In this way, each region of the world can be defined as a distribution map of its main religious group. True. While at the same time rather, the religion within each nation and ethnic group has come to possess its own unique characteristics. And for the last part, in this context, the globalization of religion can be understood as a process of realignment in the global religious situation, a process which involves the following three facets. First, it implies the inevitable transformation of individual religious organization. Second, it can be expected that new characteristics will be produced in the contents of doctrines, rituals, and practices. And third, globalization will be accompanied by changes in the human beings supporting religions, particularly in their intellectual perspectives. So, that would be all. And I hope naka-learn mo. Thank you, ma'am. Thank you, classmate, for listening.